What's going on, everybody? YL from RebelEars.com here again with another episode of YL's Weekly Recap. All right, so right off the bat, man, we're going to jump right into it. It was a great week for me. I hope you guys had a great week. I hope you've been chasing your dreams this week. I hope you got closer to your goals this week, as have I. Anyway, man, we jumping right off into it. Of course, starting out on Sunday, you already know, Falcons game. Another home game for the Falcons. We played the Seattle Seahawks. We lost, but the party was indeed turned. So every different tailgating party that we have, there's different themes. I think they were honoring the United States veterans this weekend. So I think they wore white to honor the U.S. veterans. All right, so really, really cool day. It wasn't too hot outside. Of course, we're getting into this fall-winter season of football, the best season of football, real football weather going on. It wasn't really packed. The streets were not packed. The tailgating was not as packed as usual. I'm pretty sure it has something to do with which teams we play at home, depending on how big the game is. Of course, when you've got those conference games, those games are big, right? Those games are large. A lot of those teams have fans in the area because the states are so close together. So anyway, I think we lost that game. We did lose that game to the Seattle Seahawks, but of course, we keep diving into these nostalgic performances. Shout out to the Falcons for just bringing out all of our Atlanta legends that we grew up on, that as part of our generation and part of our teenage years and early years. This weekend, we had DJ Unk performing. If you're not familiar with DJ Unk, I know you know the song Walk It Out, right? So he performed, Walk It Out. He has another hit called Two Step. If you're not familiar, look up DJ Unk, UNK, and you'll see the Walk It Out. This was something that was big back in the Tall T era, back in the day in Atlanta, man. So it was really, really dope catching his performance. The DJ that I work with, I believe he works with DJ Unk a lot because he was really familiar with everything that was going on. So maybe they traveled together. I'm not sure. But it seems like they worked together. They had a really good chemistry on the stage. Of course, it sounded great. The really cool thing about doing these shows over and over, right? It's the same exact setup. It's just different artists. Sometimes it's 4 or 5 different artists. But it's the same setup, right? I got 2 speakers on each side of the stage with a sub. I got 4 microphones. Sometimes I use all 4, sometimes I don't. The best thing about that setup is you're able to, and another great thing about working with digital consoles, of course, I use the TF1 for this particular show, the Yamaha TF1, which is not a top tier Yamaha board, but it's good for what we're using it for. The best thing about it is your recall, right? You can save and store all your settings. So I go into my TF1, I save my scene, and I put it on my flash drive. And every time I pull up on a Sunday, I plug my flash drive into that TF1. My show pops up. My EQs are already done. All I got to do is go in and make sure that they're still top tier. All of my effects are still there. All of my routing is done. All I literally have to do is to plug and play and start listening to some music. My DJ sends and DJ EQ is there. I can leave my EQs the same for the most part because I'm using the same microphones, I'm using the same speakers, and I am using the same environment. So when I ring out my microphone and I take out all of that feedback so we won't have any issues for the show, that pretty much won't change. All right. Now, of course, then you have your tonal EQs where you deal with different artists and different tones of vocals, and you go in and shape the EQ for that. But that is all I have to do. So that's the great thing about working with digital consoles and doing the same thing, or at least having the same setup over and over and over again. All right, and I can use this same show profile for other shows that are similar, and that'll kind of be a shortcut. It's almost like using a template. That's basically what it is. And I can go in and just tweak everything's labeled. So shows that are similar to this show, that have a similar setup, input and output wise, I can use that on different consoles. So on the TF.
drop the punch! Drop it!
So later on in the week, I actually had another career first, man. You guys are really along this journey with me, and so this company I've been working with for a long time. A lot of you guys are aware that I do, do more than audio when it comes to live events. I do lighting, I do video, I do some set prop and building and different things like that. I do a lot. I pretty much do it all, but I am an audio engineer. That is 80 to 85% of my bookings. But this particular company I've been with for a while, I've never ran audio for them on like a larger scale. So they gave me the opportunity. They sent out a TF5. They sent out a Rio or TO, a 1608 TO, which is a digital stage box. Of course, you guys always hear me talking about the Dante setup with the one network cable. So I can basically get all of my inputs and outputs to my console through one cable, right? It's a digital snake network Cat6 cable. So, of course, I had that set up. I had 6 speakers, no subs, which was really rare. Every company is different. A lot of the times it depends on what's in the client's budget, what the client pays for. It was an interesting event, man. It was really interesting. Didn't have a lot of information going into it. A lot of the times in this live event industry, 70% of your job is going to be really good at winging it. A lot of the times we're contractors, we're not involved in every meeting and every email. And when things change, sometimes it doesn't get all the way down the line to the actual contractors that have to go out here and make this thing a success. So sometimes we get there and what we learn is all different. It all has changed, or, just things change, and sometimes we don't get information. It was still a good show. It sounded great. The project manager that was there, I've been working with him a long time. This was their first time seeing me actually be the audio technician, be the actual audio guy, and run sound. And of course, he said it sounded great. And that's pretty much the best compliment that you can get. Everything went smoothly, so I was able to showcase my skills and show this company that I am indeed an audio tech. I've been telling them this for a very long time. And they finally gave me the chance to show them that I am an audio tech. A lot of other companies that I contract with, I've been getting this experience to be an audio tech with them for years, and it's just taken a long time for this company to finally give me a chance. So first time running audio for them, I would say it was a success. I was able to show that I know what I'm doing. I know network. I know my inputs and outputs. I know Yamaha consoles. I mean, I'm looking forward to a few more this year. I'm pretty sure I'll get a call. I'm pretty sure that a good word was put in about me. So that was my week, man. Really exciting week for me. Like I said before, another career first. You guys are a part of this journey with me. And I just appreciate you guys continuously watching and commenting and just supporting and liking these weekly recaps. It's all for inspiration. It's all to show you guys the good, the bad, and the ugly of chasing these audio dreams. It's not always sweet, but it's definitely never sour, to be honest. It's more than just making a living and making money off of doing this. It's also about continuously getting the opportunity to be able to do it, which means that I'm doing something right, and I'm hoping that you do the same. Be inspired like always, and until next time, refuse to sound ordinary.